Hi, would you like to save money every month on your bills, reduce your environmental impact, live in greater comfort and safety, improve your local economy, make the world more sustainable for future generations? Well, it's up to you. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." But after you change yourself, what else can you do to make the world a better place? Your home is the answer. By the way, when you talk about your home and think about it, it's probably built to the very minimal standards that it can be built to. And if you want to do better, you're either going to have to wait for regulators and politicians, which take forever. But if you get the simple knowledge, you can make a difference right now. And your home can be more valuable, more comfortable, safer, and it's going to be approximately the same cost when you take it the long term and how much it costs you month to month. This is an investment. It pays you back over the time that you live there and shelters you from energy price increases while also protecting your family. High efficiency homes will gain value with education and as energy prices rise. This is just one example of a super energy efficient home. There's over 40,000 certified passive houses in the world. This one is not certified, but if you understand the simple techniques and science behind what I'm going to show you, you can do this with your new or existing home. And basically, it's so efficient that even at minus 34, this house can heat itself with only 5 kilowatts, which is about the same as a small natural gas fireplace. And this is a 1100 square feet over 3 separate floors. So there's over 3,300 square feet of floor space to heat. By the way, this is about 90% less energy in both heating and cooling seasons. If you already live in a home, it's a lot harder to do these things. It's easier to accomplish them if planned from the start. But there are still many things that you can do to save money while also greatly increasing your comfort and safety. These things must be done in a methodical way to be cost effective. And I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to show you why you should do this for free. How does this help you? Well, it reduces your energy dependence and your bills. It's going to protect you from energy price fluctuations. And the energy that we use now is currently unsustainable. It's running out, and there's no way it's going to stay cheap forever. When you do what I'm going to teach you, you'll also be able to increase your comfort and health, which is important. You can also keep money in your local economy by paying people locally to do a better job rather than sending your money to a fossil fuel company to provide you with heating and cooling and electricity. In the process, you're helping contribute to building a more sustainable society. Wouldn't that be nice? This will improve your long-term security and prosperity as well as everyone else's. It also reduces your environmental impact. It's also a great way to demonstrate leadership so that you can educate and help others set themselves free as well. What you'll learn affects everyone. The rising cost of utilities isn't going to go away, and fuel prices, as I said, are not going to get lower, at least not over the long term. It costs more to do things properly after the fact than it does to do them right from the beginning. So it's better to understand what to do right from the beginning, but that doesn't mean you can't make steps no matter where you are. A growing population means higher utility demand, which means that new infrastructure must be built, which means that higher taxes and/or utility charges must be done. So by building or renovating for efficiency, guess what? You're actually contributing to the big picture and helping everyone else by ensuring that these companies don't have to build new multi-million-dollar facilities. So how much does our short-term thinking cost us? Will these things that last 100 years or should last 100 years be around in those times? Here's a church which was built in the 7th century. It's not very pretty, but it proves that we can build things that last even out of wood, which is susceptible to insects and stuff. But I want you to think about, is the society that we live in now being built in a way which is going to be around for very long? Or is all of this material going to end up in a landfill? Here's another example from my city. This is a bridge which was built in 1907 and it's no longer in usage. And the funny thing about this bridge is that it was only in use for about 100 years. Meanwhile, there are bridges still in use in places like Rome and the Middle East and Asia. And you know, when these bridges were built, they didn't have better engineers or better tools or better machines to build these bridges. What they had was a better set of priorities. And that's what's really missing in our society and with the projects that we typically do. But we can change that, thankfully. Here's where it comes down to you, is that if you live in a cold climate, you're more than likely dependent on fossil fuels for your survival. And here's just a chart to show the fluctuation in price up to November 2011. You could see how the price actually drops around 2009. But a big part of this drop is because of fracking. That's why our prices have been so low lately. And if you live anywhere near where I live, you know that you cannot survive without these sources of heat, especially in the way that we do things right now. So if you don't know what fracking is, I highly recommend you watch the movie Gasland or do some research about fracking. But the reality is right now we're putting water and the environment and the water that feeds our crops and our animals in jeopardy so that a few people can make a lot of money doing something which we probably should not be doing, especially if it ruins our water. You can't replace that stuff, but we can reduce the amount of energy we need in our society. So even if you don't care about price increases or dependence, you should care about the fact that the weather is changing no matter where you are. And if it's cold where you live and something like an ice storm happens and you lose power, guess what? This is a major concern for everyone's safety. And I don't want to scare anyone, but we live in a changing world and the climate is changing. Whether you believe in climate change or not is irrelevant. The fact is that your furnace won't run without electricity. If you do things properly, you won't even need that furnace to survive or to be comfortable all year round. Albert Einstein once said, "Intellectuals solve problems, but geniuses prevent them." What I'm saying is let's be a society of geniuses. Let's future-proof our homes and our society for future generations. You can learn more for free at futureproofmybuilding.com. If you enjoyed this, I would encourage you to please share it with others so that they can learn as well, and join the mailing list so you can get more of this information. Thank you very much for watching, and let's build ourselves a better world.